Go back to KZN and to Pinetown Boys High School, where there's been a memorial service for grade 10 learner Andile Majola. We interviewed his brother last week. He described how he had lost his brother during the floods. The school closing early for the day to hold the memorial service for Andile. Zikhona Tshona is there for us. Zikhona, good afternoon to you. Andile, just one of so many children that we've lost during this time. How's he being remembered today?
Stephen, as families begin to come into terms with all that they have lost in these floods, these devastating floods in KwaZulu-Natal, we're going to start seeing the faces and names of the bodies that have been counted since last week, of the people that have lost their lives as a result of these floods. Now, Andile Majola, as you've mentioned, is one of those. And last week we spoke to his brother, Majola, who described his family members, 3 of them, their last moments alive. He died together with his father, Bongani Majola, as well as Duduzile Majola, his mother. Behind me is a picture of the 3 as Andile was remembered here at Pinetown Boys High School. He was a grade 10 learner at the school at the time at which he died. He's been remembered for his smile. One of his teachers saying that whenever he did something naughty, he would give them a generous smile, but also for his outstanding play in the soccer field. His friends talking about how they shared dreams with Andile. He had dreams to become a CA, and he wanted to become a professional football player. So those are just some of the memories that came out of this memorial service. The pupils at the school are still in disbelief that at grade 10 level, they are grieving the life of someone that was very dear to them, that was very close to them. A lot of the teachers speaking about how he respected all of them, no matter what subjects they taught him. His history teacher saying he was a respectful pupil, and they had actually grown quite close together. He knew him quite well, and they spoke about personal things that were happening in Andile's life, and that's how close they just became. So the family members also saying that they are grateful for the outpouring support from thousands of South Africans across the country. Given that interview that played on Newzroom Afrika last week, South Africans have come out in their numbers wanting to support Andile Majola, who is the surviving family member in this incident. He also spoke out saying that he was happy, he's relieved that he got to spend their last moments alive with them, saying this could happen to anyone. Also saying that he actually got the chance, because he did save his mother's life, but she died in a hospital. He actually got a chance to speak to his mother before she departed, saying it also broke his heart for him to tell his mother that her husband and her youngest son could still not be found. But he said that he is still trying to make peace with everything that has happened, and he's saying that he continues to share his story just to show South Africans that this could happen to anyone. Him and his sister and his sister's child are now the only surviving family members of that Majola family, and he says now it's up to him as a 21-year-old to continue the legacy that his parents have left behind.
So, Tshona, I mean, the way that people have been talking about what has happened, the devastation to their lives, there's so much grief to deal with. Communities are also showing that they're so resilient. So many people are rebuilding despite their grief. It's just the most awful time.
I think, Stephen, during this time, and particularly given the fact that the weather has now, the rain has stopped here in KZN, the focus is on now rebuilding. And as I've mentioned, now families have to turn to memorial service. We know that there was a memorial service for 10 people here in KZN yesterday. Now people are trying to piece together the things that they have lost. They're trying to prepare for burials, for example. But how do you begin to prepare for a funeral when your home has been destroyed in these floodings? We know that the Majola family plans to lay the loved ones here, the 3 of them, to rest next week, but hundreds of families out there are still trying to put together structures to their homes just to ensure that they are able to give their loved ones a respectful and dignified send-off. Now, the KwaZulu-Natal provincial government has also committed itself to supporting families that have been affected by the flooding in ensuring that they are able to conduct burials and funerals that are dignified as well as respectful to the lives that have been lost in this tragedy.
Zikhona, Tshona, for that update. Thank you very much indeed. Just part of our really amazing team down in KZN covering what's been such a difficult time.